Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Peace to the group, peace to the group, peace to Yusuf L. This is Ali Taj Bey. Got a exclusive one right here for you. So I had to put this together real quick. Kind of all just came together to me in my mind as I was sleeping. I tend to do that a lot. Just manifest and do stuff while I'm sleeping. So let me just get my notes together here. I printed this out this morning so that I can present this to you. So as you know me, everything is backed by facts. So I got the law right here with me, if that's what you want to call it. Now some people are going to be like, stop calling it law. It's not law. I do realize that. All this stuff that we get that is Code of Federal Regulations and also is U.S. Code, it is only applicable to the District of Columbia and is only applicable to public employees of the District of Columbia Corporation. So basically that's our power, because our power, we are government and we keep the public employees or servants in check. So these are our checks and balances against us, especially the whole Title 18. It's not applicable, again, like I said, to us. This is to keep them in check from committing crimes. So Title 18 of the U.S. Code is all crimes. So let me get into it real quick. Try to put some of this stuff out of the way real quick. I was trying to get a little breakfast going. Bear with me. Don't leave, because this is one you're not going to want to miss. This is like, when I finish, people are going to be like, I can't believe he did that for free. So just bear with me. It's going to be worth it. All right. Put this out the way. All right. So like I said, it's proof that that the United States is responsible, the United States of America actually, is responsible for the debts of the people based off of HJR 192, because they confiscated the gold back in 1933 from the people. So they left us with no remedy as far as lawful money to pay any debts. So all we can do is discharge debts. So I got this all here for you. Let me turn it over because I don't want to expose anything too soon. But here we go. So I'm going to turn the camera around for you, okay? All right. Right here, this is a foreclosure complaint. It's random, because I know people are going to be like, is that yours or something like that? No, it's very random. I just looked around and searched until I found what I was looking for. But this is a foreclosure. So now I want you to see, pay attention. If you have friends that you think are going to be interested in this, please share or tag them. Bring as many people as you can into this live. This is very important. Like I said, you're gonna not believe that this was free. All right, so you got that there. You got mortgage foreclosure, right? Let's go to the parties. The plaintiff, Bank of America Mellon Trust Company. Everything, all the notes are always held or assigned or sold to trust. Trust always hold assets because it's protected. All right. So we go to the defendants. Defendant is Kingsway Estates Homeowners Association, Inc. Defendant Thomas Felicia. Defendant Thomas Samuel. So I guess a married couple. Now look at the third defendant. Look who it says. So immediately, I kept seeing this as I was doing research the other day. I kept saying, why are they a defendant to a foreclosure? I can see them bringing it and being a part of the plaintiff, but they're the defendant, which totally makes sense. So let me just back off. I want to make sure that, all right, because I do have it right here. All right, so let me show you why they are listed as a plaintiff. So we go to, again, Title 18 is crimes. Should be up here. Yep, Title 18, crimes and criminal procedure. Again, this is applicable to federal employees, civil servants. Obligation or other security of the United States defined. So it's U.S. Code, Chapter 8, or Title 18, Code, Chapter 8. The term obligation or other security of the United States includes all bonds, certificates of indebtedness, is of which they are calling the mortgage deed of trust. And well, that's basically what they're for. So I was going to say the note too. But basically, the deed of trust is what they're calling the certificate of indebtedness. The mortgage is showing that there's a debt owing. So that's what that is called. National bank currency, Federal Reserve notes, Federal Reserve bank notes. So they're showing you there's a difference. So banknotes could possibly be the birth certificate, could possibly be the Social Security card, because we know what Federal Reserve notes are, but then they said Federal Reserve bank notes. Coupons, we all know what coupons is, hopefully. Coupons are, I don't have one with me, but that's what's on the detachable part of your statements that you receive every month in the mail has a coupon attached. That makes it a bond. Look up the legal definition or in your Black Laws Dictionary definition of a bond. So you'll see that and you'll see that. United States notes, Treasury notes, gold certificates, that's for people who still have them, even though they are no longer redeemable. You can no longer redeem them and receive gold or silver certificates. But these are very old. Fractional notes, so of course we know what those are. It's pretty much anything that's in commerce today is fractional notes because they're going to fractionalize it. Certificates of deposit, bills, checks, or drafts for money drawn on or upon authorized officers of the United States. See how I was saying that this is applicable to them? Authorized officers of the United States. This is for federal employees only. Stamps and other representatives of value. Value is important. See how it was highlighted. Well, bold type of whatever denomination. Issued under any act of Congress and canceled United States stamps. So all of these are obligations or securities of the United States. And again, let me go back and get where did I put it? All right, so let me go get this again. So I'm explaining this again for you. Let me try to put it kind of right here. Where is it? All right. Certificates of indebtedness is actually the mortgage. It's the mortgage that is filed and recorded. It's called a certificate of indebtedness. In most jurisdictions that I've seen, I'm just going to assume it's in every jurisdiction, when you file the foreclosure complaint, the party has to include a copy of the mortgage, the recorded mortgage, because that is proof that there is a debt and that they have standing to bring the claim against the person. In most cases, I was just doing some research yesterday, they didn't have to attach it, but they had to reference the instrument, book, and page number and the location of where the mortgage can be found. Because everything is public information, so anybody can go back and at that point, once it's referenced in the complaint, and look it up. So again, I showed you, defendant, United States of America. Obligation, you have to look that word up. Obligation means obligor, somebody's responsible for. And it's not us. So I know you're saying United States, but one thing you have to understand, and some people might correct me, but from what I've seen United States used in two different words, and I forgot what clause in the U.S. Constitution where it's saying it like they're synonymous interchangeably. It'll say something of the United States, and then at the bottom it'll say United States of America. So sometimes they're actually talking about United States of America. And that's why, again, you see that they are a party. They are a defendant to this foreclosure. They have to defend this action because they are obligated. All these obligations and securities belong to the United States of America, which is the lawful republic that is lawful government. All right, so I'm going to dig into here some more, and this is what you guys got to start doing. This is, I don't get, this is not my job per se. I don't do this for a living or anything like that. I don't, all this is public record. You have access to this. Again, as I said, we are government. We have an obligation. It is our job to govern, not be governed. So I found something interesting here, and I wanted to show it to you. I'll let you have a look at it as I'm looking. All right. So as you know, once the summons and the complaint is issued, I think it should be up here. No, it's not showing. I was just trying to show how you follow it, but once this complaint is filed, it has to be given to the clerk, and the clerk is going to execute a summons. He's going to put his seal on it and sign off on it, and then you have to serve that along with the complaint and all exhibits and attachments to it. So again, it's talking about the notes in here. So where was it again? All right, obligations. It's naming everything that's an obligation. So you see notes. Well, it says United States notes, I think. But you got Federal Reserve Bank notes, fractional notes. So original adjustable rate note attached. So they attached it to this complaint. Summons returned served because they had to serve all parties. So the United States of America was served within 60 days. Defendant, United States of America, summons returned served. So they served it on someone. They served all the other individual people, natural persons. The plaintiff is a trust. You want to know a trust is a person. Now, answer. Because remember, I said they have a responsibility, and that's why they're a party to this, because it's their obligation. So look at that. They answered United States of America on behalf of the Internal Revenue Service. You get it? Because who's going to pay the bills? It's the Treasury, but the IRS or Internal Revenue Service is responsible for the accounting. So U.S. Department of Justice actually intervened, correspondence. I'm trying to see if there's anything else juicy on this one that I want to show you. I think I only printed those two. All right. So now I got something even better to show you. I'm trying to figure which way is the best to show you because I have it on paper, but I also have my second phone with me and I could show you as well. So I'll try to keep it this way. All right. So we're back at obligations. 31, Title 31, CFR, Code of Federal Regulations, sorry. I believe it should be Money and Commerce title. So again, the word obligations, look that up. Obligations means somebody has a duty, sometimes a fiduciary duty, of the United States and the Federal Reserve banks with respect to book entry securities, because everything is securities. If you don't know that so far, everything is securities. And security interests. Security interests are liens. When you have a security interest in something, it creates a lien by either operation of law or by common law. All right. So who is entitled to deal with an interest in a book entry security that has been credited to a participant? So a participant would be you, because you're participating in this trust. You're working, they're withholding money, and you're putting money into this trust funds. So security account, except in the case of a security interest in favor of the United States or a Federal Reserve Bank, or otherwise as provided in 357.12e for the purpose of subpart B, the United States and the Federal Reserve Bank treat the participant as exclusively entitled. So you have an entitlement to perform the following functions, even if the Treasury or a Federal Reserve Bank has any information or notice to the contrary. So you see how powerful and important you are? You also want to look up Title 18, USC 914. Put your eyes on that and get your mind blown. And I'm going to finish going on with this. All right, so where we at? So 1, issue a transfer message. Receive interest and other payments with respect thereof. See that? Because the United States is responsible for all obligations to pay principal and interest. Well, the Secretary of Treasury, sorry. So this is what you are entitled to. It says participants receive interest and other payments with respect thereof and exercise all the rights and powers. Rights are important, not privileges. With respect to the security. Respect to the security. The security on file is the birth certificate and Social Security account. B, are the Federal Reserve Banks and Treasury liable for adverse claims? The Federal Reserve Banks and Treasury are not liable to a person asserting or having an adverse claim to a security, entitlement, or to a book entry security in a participant's security account. Participant is you. Even if you want to go and look this up, go look this up. This will have the blue hyperlinks, and you can click on each definition that is hyperlinked so you can get that definition. But the participant is you. So it's saying no person can actually make an adverse claim to a security, entitlement, or to a book entry security in a participant's securities account. Even though, and theatrically, that should be true, but yeah, they are accessing our accounts, but they're not supposed to. So this is where we have our remedy right here. This includes any such claim arising as a result of the transfer or disposition of a book entry security, by a Federal Reserve Bank pursuant to a transfer message that the Federal Reserve Bank reasonably believes to be genuine. All right, now here's the juicy part, because this is what we've been saying about HJR 192. When is the obligation of the United States to pay interest and principal with respect to book entry securities discharged? That's the word we want. Not pay, not payment, discharge. The obligation is discharged once the payment is made as follows. Here we go. A Federal Reserve Bank credits the appropriate amount of interest on book entry securities to a funds account. So again, like I said, if you have your phone or you're near a computer and have phone or two phones, type this in so you can get here. You can get the hyperlinks. So you don't even need your Black Laws Dictionary, because each title and each chapter and subchapter within these codes has a different meaning for a different word, and that's why they have to include in there one of the probably first or second things in the title you're going to see is definitions, terms, and usage. So funds account, maintained at the bank or pays it as directed by the participant. Pays it as directed by the participant, which is you. 2, book entry securities are redeemed. Powerful word. That's probably not hyperlinked because it's not like that, but you can look up redeem. According to their terms, a Federal Reserve Bank withdraws the securities from the participant's securities account in which they are maintained and either credits the amount to the redemption proceeds. Remember, they said that's your redemption account number. There you go, right there. Somebody, if you want Elbeg, type that into the chat. And if you know how to do it, just pin it. But that's the code that I'm reading from right now. All right. So credits the amount. So they're crediting. Now watch. You're going to see two different things. Watch what they say. Where was it? All right. Credits the amount of the redemption proceeds, including both principal and interest. So they're discharging all obligations completely to zero, where applicable, to a funds account at the bank, or so this would be the bank that you owe, where there's obligation, whether it's a merchant, whoever, your bank, whoever, they're going to apply credit. They're going to credit the funds account. Pays such principal and interest as directed by the participant. What does the participant need to do in connection with the redemption of a book entry security? No action by the participant, and you've already seen this part, is required. So by operation of law, they have to discharge. So this is very powerful when you're trying to enforce your remedy. Might be more powerful than using HJR 192, because a lot of these people are denying that it's law or that it's still active law, and it's because it's before the year 1939. So this is very important because I see a lot of people, they post a lot of good case law. And the thing about it, it's great case law. And yes, in theory, they are supposed to act upon it because case law is common law. It's where judges create the law by rulings and decisions. So it becomes precedent. So it's not statutory, basically. So this would be more powerful. And like I said, any case before 1939 is not going to be effective. Reason why is there was a case that happened, and it was Erie. Let me see. I'm just going to paraphrase it. It's what's it called? It's Railroad versus Erie or something like that. Again, I'm paraphrasing it. Matter of fact, no. Let me see if my other phone is got a charge. All right, it's got a little charge. I want to look it up for you, okay? All right, so just bear with me for 1 minute. Let me get my other phone going, and I'm gonna look that up for you. That way I can be more specific. A lot of people said I need to do that more. Here it goes. Let me see what it got. All right, here we go. Erie Railroad Company versus Tompkins. And this is the citation for it. It's 304. It's a U.S. Supreme Court case. So it's 304 U.S. 64. It's a landmark decision by Supreme Court. They decided, and that's why I said any case before 1939. This is the last case that this man came in, and he actually, this case is about him using lawful money to discharge, using gold coin and silver coin. And so this case, although standing, is precedent. It's before the year 1939. After this, judges changed the way they were going to start ruling from the bench. And they said that they weren't they secretly said this because you can go into court and they're going to deny this. But this is part of the oath that they took to protect, because remember, the public employees, their job is to protect the public trust. Trust is not like the trust that they get from us, that we trust that they're doing their job. Trust is the actual trust. They're making a lot of money off of our ignorance. So they've sworn duty to protect us by all costs, because this is how they eat. If they can no longer manipulate us and take advantage of us, they can't eat the way they do. Especially the way the whatchamacallits were, the bankers were doing before 2008. Stockbrokers and dealers were just balling. They were living good before all that shit went to shit, man. But yeah, that's what happened right there. But this right here, I don't know if you guys realize how powerful it is. And again, I don't mean to disrespect by this. Maybe some of the people who are watching at this point, it might have went clean over your head. But this is a great starter video for your understanding. Just study it. Save it. You can save it to your profile and review and study and study. This is probably one of the most powerful codes I've ever seen, because this is still, let me see where it's at. Yeah, it didn't have anything on the bottom. Usually it still has the public law and everything on the bottom. Let me go back into my other phone and see if I can get that for you. Because, yeah, it's supposed to have all that stuff. It'll tell you what year, and all right, here it is. Let me see if there's anything on the bottom. No, that is weird. Showing you the other phone. Typically, right at the bottom, there's public law, there's federal registered citations and everything down here. So you can't even tell when this was enacted, or you can't even tell if it's been amended or changed, or of course, obviously it hasn't been omitted or repealed, because we wouldn't be looking at it. Definitely not from Cornell Law School. So it's still right there. But yeah, it usually has stuff backing it up, and they'll tell you what year and all that stuff. There's nothing there. And I'm going to show and prove. Watch this. I'm just going to slide over either to the left or to the right. So I'm going to push next. And usually, like I said, you should. Now that it's still not doing that. There's usually. Let me see if I go. How can I reach by creditors? Let's see if it. So it might just be this whole section right here. It can be used breach of public trust. You can sue as a taxpayer. Also forgot the name of that suit. That's true. But that's weird. I just noticed that. But there was something else I was looking at that I'm gonna put you guys on to before I let you go. All right, where did I see it? So, regulate value of money. Damn, this is but it's probably not gonna work. But it's pre 1939. But I think I heard this before too. See, it's 1935. It was right after the crash, 2 years after the crash. The crash began in 1929. I'm talking about the Great Depression. And then it ended in 1933 with the New Deal. But yeah, I was just reading some of the things in the beginning. Provision in a government bond for payment of principal and interest in United States gold coin of the present standard of value must be fairly construed, and its reasonable import is an insurance by the government that the bondholder will not suffer loss through depreciation of the medium of payment. And I think, yeah, that's what it's talking about, joint resolution. Joint resolution of June 5th, 1933, insofar as it undertakes to nullify such gold clauses and obligations of the United States, and provides that such obligations shall be discharged by payment, dollar for dollar, in any coin or currency which at the time of payment is legal tender for public and private debts, is unconstitutional. Look at that right there. But again, it's 1935, so pay attention. Congress cannot use its power to regulate the value of money so as to invalidate the obligations. See, I spoke about that? Obligations which the government has theretofore. So everything I said, like I always back it up. It's right here. You see it in case law. Issued in the exercise of the power to borrow money on the credit of the United States. Credit. I made another post earlier, and I shared one in the group. It was from Kiana Stone, and I spoke about money on credit. And we are the creditors. If you were to look up, it was, what was that again? 18 USC 914. And it tells you anybody who's acting to be a creditor, and it tells you what the penalties is it for. Because they always list us as the debtor because we don't know any better and we think we're in debt. But we have tons of credit. Our money. All right, bad news, everyone. I didn't realize it was that late. I just got a notification. I gotta go. But I'm gonna leave you with this, and I gave you a lot, man. The Banking Emergency Act is still going on. Yes, it is. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave it with that to study with, and give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. Was this something new to you? Did you learn something today? Do you think this is a powerful remedy to look at things? Like I said, to go around and start poking and stuff. Remember, all this is public information. It's all public. It's not hidden from us. You have to go online and look for it, know what you're looking for, but defend it, United States of America. And then I read you in here. Where is it at again? Clauses, obligation of the United States, and provides that all such obligations shall be discharged by payment, dollar by dollar, dollar for dollar, in any coin or currency at the time the payment is legal tender for public and private debts. Is unconstitutional. And that's why book entry securities, and they shall be discharged. It says, when is the obligation of the United States to pay interest and principal with respect to book entry securities discharged. So again, I'm gonna leave you on that, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for coming and watching the live. Peace.